These are cool, man. So how is this different than your larger books as far as content?
This is probably my most abstract.
Yeah, because the other ones I see a lot of, like the portraits. And is there portraiture in here, or is this more your free form?
Just like there was a couple of portraits in the very beginning. That's it. This is almost like a zoom into one of the other books, And then I was experimenting with the Navajo sand, which is, oh my gosh, it's a pain in the butt to try to paint on afterwards. I used gel medium to glue the sand down, but then I wanted to go over with oil, and it just sandpapers my brushes. It's crazy.
You got the sand on the reservation, or?
Yeah, actually, our friend Lyle, who's Navajo, gave me his old sand.
Nice. I love the Navajo sand paintings.
Yeah, I don't know how they do like the straight lines and. This one I was trying to bead both sides, so sometimes the string will go over the beads.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Thank you.
I'm so glad it's on canvas too. I was worried. I'm like, fuck, if they're on paper, they might not be archival. And
yeah, I've got to commission one, and I'm thinking it's paper that I started with, and I got to figure out how to put. I'm going to glue canvas onto the paper so it'll be both. But for my main books, I like the canvas. Makes them pretty durable.
And you got blood on every page practically.
Oh yeah, I bleed on everything.
Yeah, I'll never forget that time. Me and Celine, and I met you for the first time. We were standing in front of that bar, and you took off your shirt, and I saw your scars. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like 14 years of scratch, scratch, scratch.
Yeah. I mean, that was I don't want to. I'm not going to call it a work of art, but like evidence of a long process.
Yeah, total working for over a decade.
So this is also that Navajo sand too.
Yeah, I like the way it fills, and I like the way it contrasts being flat, against the shinier stuff, like the coral. But I imagine like this, like on top of like one of your sculptures, and then surrounded by the cake stuff, just because of these little accoutrements and beads, the edible and the unedible coexisting.
This whole presentation and your whole thing is really unusual.
So you don't think I should stop making books?
No. Well, doing books is a little difficult for a gallery show. I mean, is all your stuff in books pretty much?
No, it's just my main work.
Okay.
Maybe like a third of my work is in books.
Yeah, I think the best thing would be to have like a combination, have the books for, the interested to look through, but then, have the books and the wall pieces going.
Yeah, that's why I do a lot of the portraits, because they're separate. But then again, some of the books are also mostly portraits.
And you sure don't have a problem with output. It seems like you crank out a lot of shit.
Yeah, some artists have threatened to pay me to take a year off. But I'm supposed to meet this guy, Marshall, I forget his last name. He basically started archive for book arts in Brooklyn. What was it called? Brooklyn Book Arts or something. Anyways, he's hooked up with all the universities, and he sells limited edition type books and whatnot. But I wanted to show him this book and the Monsanto book, because he's got a lot of clients with museums too, and I figure these are the only two books that aren't obviously explicit.
Yeah. These are really important pieces of art. Like, I'm not even sure how they're important yet.
Sweet.
But this is, yeah, I don't know what role, but these are going to be long-lasting, important works of art. I just have like a real feeling about that.
Thank you.
Like whether or not you have like experienced any glory like in the near term around what it is that you're doing, these I feel like these really have an important place in art history, and so, and I'm not saying that to try and pump your ego. It's just like, I just think it's a fact. And so...
Yeah, I see a lot of book arts, and then when you hear like fine art books, you think like, almost like a wallpaper or a carpet book, real abstract, not very much work, like you were saying, the process and whatnot. There's a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of layers. You don't see that, and I've seen a lot of art books, and nobody puts the hours in.
Art books where people like break out of traditional materials and do really interesting things with binding, and Celine did some really interesting art books. I don't know if you ever saw her stuff that she did when she was at art school.
No,
Yeah, she did really.
I tried to get her to show me some stuff.
Yeah, the book, she showed me a book once, and it was really very interesting. You probably would have liked it. But it breaks, it's very much non-traditional media, but still it's a book, and this is so fucking bestial and like, and saturated with your particular brand of insanity.
Yeah, if I saw this on someone's coffee table from across the room, I'd go, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell is that? But it's, yeah, this is really interesting, and I'm glad you've constructed it in a way that is archival, too.
Yeah.
So it's not going to...
Yeah, it's pretty durable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can use it as a weapon, put it in a pillowcase and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm glad I got to show you that.
Yeah, I'm glad I got